There we go. Apologies for the delay. Oh, yippee, I'm back in time for making food. Yes, yes, you are. You are back right in time for today's episode of whatever the fuck. And by whatever the fuck, I of course mean Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, Justice for All. Today, turn that down just a little bit more. Be good. Today we are starting the trial for the second case. Bit of a locked room mystery. There's only Maya and the victim in the room as far as we know. Maya had the only key to the room. So like, what a hell, man. We also learned entirely about a new ability that we've got. That Maya gave us a thing called a Magatama. With that we can see, like when people are trying to hide something, these locks pop up, and if we present the right evidence and information, we can figure it out. But I don't think we can do that in court. Our big thing in court today is we are going to be facing a new prosecutor. The successor, that's the word I'm looking for, of Manfred von Karma. Apparently trained to be a prosecutor in Germany and became one at the age of like 13 and is now here. So, let's get into it. June 21st, 9:48 a.m. District Court Defendant Lobby number 3. What? Prosecutor von Karma? You mean... No, I heard it's his successor this time. Successor? Yeah. Phoenix, Maya, were you not just listening to what I just said? Evidently not. Manfred von Karma was a really sinister man. That's a word for it. He pulled all sorts of nasty tricks. Also, he could win. Don't give me the front-facing von Karma jump scare. No, I'm braced, but I don't want it. He was a man obsessed with the word perfection. Okay, it's not front-facing von Karma. This is okay. It's just when he's staring at you. Now, see, I just have to think of one of my favorite memes where it's like front-facing Manfred von Karma, and it was an edit somebody made, and it said, "Fuck you, right? You can't come to my house and harass me." And I don't know why, but the image of it just sent me. For a solid 5 minutes the first time I saw it. Especially because it was like all lowercase, no punctuation, no proper grammar, just front-facing Manfred von Karma smiling at you saying, "Fuck you, right? This is my house. You can't come here and harass me," or whatever he said. Instead of that, he had a perfect record for 40 long years. Who knows what sorts of dirty tricks he used to get each of those guilty verdicts. Quit looking at me like that. Get out of here. Now his successor. I wonder what kind of person they will turn out to be. I do too. I gotta try not to sneeze. Ugh. That was almost painful how fucking long that took to happen. It's no good. Mystic Maya! Well, there's only like 2 people I can imagine that being. Either Morgan or Pearl. But Pearl has literally never left Karain Village before, so... Oh. I stand corrected. Pearl, what are you doing here? It's like almost 10 in the morning and it takes like 2 hours to get here. How did you get here? Especially since you've never... You know what? Maybe if I stop asking questions, I will just get answers. Pearly! You showed up! Thanks for coming all this way! I was really worried about you. Hey, where's your mother? Didn't you 2 come together? Mother is watching over the trainees. She said they have training for 2 days straight with no breaks. Huh? Then you came all by yourself? Yep, I snuck out of the manor and followed a map. Don't tell me you walked all the way here. Of course not! I ran! Pearl! Pearl said, forget not ever having left the village. I'm gonna help my cousin. No, dead ass! That's exactly what's happening here. Fuck you, Mom. I'm sneaking out. I'm going to the I'm gonna go to the big city. I'm gonna go to court. I'm gonna go be with and support Mystic Maya. I can't... Oh my. If it takes 2 hours by train... Oh man. Pearly, what about the train? Huh? What's a train? I give up. You know what? You and me both, Phoenix. You and me both. I don't think I can handle this right now. It's time, isn't it? I'm really scared. What if Von Karma tries to do something to me? At least I know Mr. Edgeworth would be nicer to me than Von Karma. Mr. Edgeworth? Who is that? He's Nick's rival. Well, he's also a friend. I still remember him as though I'd seen him only yesterday. I mean, I saw him earlier today in some fan art. Ace Attorney Twitter is doing this thing called Ace-Atober. So they have like a list of prompts somewhere and they're doing all kinds of, well, Ace Attorney art. It's all very good. Speaking of Ace Attorney, next year is when the events of the 4th game and on start occurring in the Ace Attorney timeline. Yeah, the first case of the 4th game takes place in, I think, April of next year. Every trial was a scorchingly fierce battle until the very end. It was always back and forth with them. But when you're rivals for life... Maya! Please don't mention that name ever again. Phoenix, did he, like, break up with you or something? Is that why you're so sad? Huh? But why, Nick? I'm sorry, Maya. I forgot you don't know. He's gone. And he's not coming back. What? Wait a second. What's that supposed to mean? Court will commence shortly. Please proceed into the courtroom. Let's go. Now's not the time to talk about that anyway. Nick? June 21st, 10 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 2. Hello, Judge. It's been a minute. How you doing? How's your bald head? It looks very shiny.
Court is now in session for the trial of Maya Fey. Are the prosecution and the defense prepared?
As prepared as I'll ever be, I guess. You can tell she's a Von Karma because she's doing the arm-grabbing thing, too. I mean, at least Elder Von Karma had a reason. He had a fucking bullet in his arm right there. Why are you doing it? Girl? What are you doing? What is with this kid? Kid? Phoenix, you're like in your early 20s. Do we know anything about her yet? She's not here.
Mr. Wright, are you prepared?
Huh? Yes, Your Honor. Why does he always seem mad at me? God, well, we know she grew up in, like, Germany, but I don't think I could give her a good German accent. Nervous tick. Maybe she like idolized her father, and because he's, you know, all about perfection and shit, maybe she's like, well, Papa does this. Mine Papa does this. Therefore, it must be a perfect trait. Therefore, I will do it myself. That's probably the most I can do to make her sound remotely okay. Mr. Phoenix Wright. Huh? You must be a little shocked because I am a woman, correct? Hold on. So she's the famed successor to Prosecutor Von Karma? I am Franziska Von Karma, the prodigy. I see. I gave up a promising career in Germany and came to this country for one sole reason. Revenge. Girl. I don't think that's allowed in court. Judge! I think I'm being threatened. Revenge? Is this about her father, Manfred von Karma?
If it's something of a personal nature, I'm sure you can... Oh!
Well, apparently the judge can't do shit. She just whipped him. I'm talking. If you interrupt again, my whip will do the speaking for me. Please speak with your mouth like a normal person. I beg of you. Poor Phoenix. Yeah! Make no mistake, I will defeat you. Prepare to go down, Mr. Phoenix Wright.
Prosecutor Von Karma, your opening statement, please.
Those of Von Karma blood have only one fate, and that is perfection. The defendant Maya Fey will find no escape from her guilt on my watch.
Very well. What is the defense's position?
Cowering behind my desk so I don't get whipped again. Your Honor?
Does the defense wish to enter a plea of not guilty?
Yes. Foolish fool who foolishly dreams of foolish dreams. 10 minutes. I give the defense 10 minutes before it changes its plea. That's right. I'll have you running for the justified self-defense plea in no time. Justified self-defense? Plea usually reserved for when a person unintentionally kills in defense of themselves. We could very easily make a solid case that it was self-defense, but... The defense stands by the plea of not guilty, Your Honor. Because to plead justified self-defense is to say you did kill someone. Girl, why you curtsying and bowing and shit? Nothing's happened yet. How foolish. If that's how you want to play it, Mr. Phoenix Wright, then I shall now call the first witness. She's just as scary as her father. Father, like daughter, I suppose. Hey, Gumshoe. Oh no. Dollars to donuts, Gumshoe's getting whipped at least once while he's in here. I almost guarantee it. I will eat my hat if he does not. Witness, what is your name and occupation? Yes, sir. My name is Dick Gumshoe. I'm a detective at the local precinct. Ah! Get to the point already. Explain to the court the details of this murder. Ready to catch that whip if she points it to me. That makes one of us. I'll stay down here hiding behind the desk. The desk meaning, like, the actual physical defense bench desk area. Not anything else. Yes, sir! If everyone would please look at this map! The channeling chamber has no windows and the door was locked shut. At the time of the murder, only the victim and the defendant were in the room.
What were they doing in there?
Judge, have you ever heard of a Ouija board? They were channeling a spirit, sir.
Channeling a spirit?
That's quite the look of disbelief there, Your Honor. Anyway, a few minutes after the channeling started, gunshots were heard coming from inside the room, sir. A few of the witnesses broke the door down and rushed into the room.
Oh, and that's when they found that the victim was already dead, correct? I believe this is one of the most open and shut cases I have ever presided over. So how was the victim killed?
I love how I didn't even read what was just on screen in front of me. The floor plans of the crime scene, a diagram of the channeling chamber. And we can look at it. Okay, so they were there. There's the altar. I mean, it looks like there's space behind the folding screen, but it was, like, really dark when we looked in there, I remember. I was about to get to that. Stop wasting my time, then. Cause of death. The direct cause of death was a pistol shot to the forehead, sir. The shot was fired from point-blank range. But before the victim was shot, sir, he was stabbed in the chest. The wound was very severe, but not enough to cause instantaneous death. The murderer used the pistol to finish the victim off after the stabbing.
So the victim was stabbed before being shot.
This is the victim's autopsy report, sir. Autopsy report added to the court record. After being stabbed, he was shot in the forehead at point blank.
The court accepted into evidence. Mr. Wright, you may question the witness.
Direct cause of death with a pistol shot to the forehead. You know what? I feel like maybe I just need to press, like, everything. And maybe I'll get some more information that I can work with. The murder weapon, Detective Gumshoe. Whose pistol was it? It was the victim's. The victim? Now, why would he have... Her objection did not sound like I thought it would. Objection! She said. It's way higher pitched than I think it would be. Should I pitch it up? Something to think about while we have an ad break. Which should be starting, like, any second now. There we go. I'm gonna see if I can't find that Manfred von Karma meme. It's all I can think about right now. Between that and pitching up Franziska's voice. It would help if I would spell correctly. Also, I know full well we are back. Welcome back, everybody. I have been fully focused on trying to find this fucking Manfred von Karma meme and not about whether or not I should pitch up Franziska's voice. Okay. At any rate. Why would he have a pistol? Who cares? The point that you are missing is whose fingerprints are on that pistol. If you're not already paying attention to that, then I suggest you start.
Fingerprints? There were fingerprints?
Along with the victims. The defendant, Maya Fays, were also on the grip, sir.
So the defendant's fingerprints were left on the murder weapon.
Walked right into her hands there. Shot was fired from point-blank range. Okay, tell me more about that. Point blank, huh? So about how far away is that? It's anywhere between 12 and 20 inches away. And how do you know he was shot at point blank? Tisk, 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 Mr. Phoenix Wright. I grow tired of the foolish foolery of the foolish fools of this foolish country. Excuse me? Gunpowder burn. Gunpowder burn? Phoenix, you're a lawyer. Have you ever actually fucking read a law book? Like, hello? I have several questions and I don't think I will get them answered. Like, Phoenix even says it himself when looking around at the law books in the office. He's like, Wow, look at all these law books. I should read one sometime. Like, sir! When something is shot from point blank, a burn area is left around the bullet hole. Gunpowder exploding is what makes a bullet fire, and that gets real hot, pal. And there were definitely some gunpowder burns left on the victim's forehead. Wow, never knew that. Live and learn, I guess. Before the victim was shot, sir, he was stabbed in the chest. Okay, tell me about that. Am I gonna learn more about the knife or something? Stabbed? What was he stabbed with? A fruit knife.
I see, and whose knife was it?
It looks like it belongs to the Fays, sir. And of course, Maya Fay's fingerprints are all over it.
All over it, huh?
This does not look good. Ha ha ha! What will you do now, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Wound was very severe, but not enough to cause instantaneous death. Okay. How do we know that? Is it something to do with, like, the blood loss or something? How severe was the wound? If it had been half an inch more to the right, it would have hit the victim's heart. After a stab like that, it's impossible to fight back, let alone stand. This testimony makes it sound like Maya had stabbed him with intent to kill. Murderer used the pistol to finish the victim off after the stabbing. Are you sure he was stabbed first and then shot? Yep, sure as sure can be. One look at the wounds and you'd come to the same conclusion too, pal. A fool is a fool who will only listen to the foolish opinions of other foolish fools. A pistol shot to the forehead at point-blank range is certainly enough to kill instantly. Does it matter then which was first? Think a little more before you open that big mouth of yours, Mr. Phoenix Wright. What a pain.
That's enough. We've clearly established how the victim was murdered.
I brought the 2 murder weapons with me today.
Very well. The court accepts them into evidence.
Murder weapon was Gray's. 2 shots fired, bears Maya's, and Gray's fingerprints. What about Gray's anatomy? I still need to know. I have several questions. The least of which, Your Honor, why can't trials ever go this well for me? Murder weapon, small fruit knife belongs to the Fays, bears Maya's fingerprint. The date and time of death was June 19th at 3:15 p.m. Von Karma, you're about to get the same treatment I gave your dad. Okay. Is it bad that I immediately thought about motorboating and I was like, I very specifically did not motorboat Von Karma, and I do not plan on doing that here either. That tells you, if that tells you where my head's at. Anyway. Eyewitnesses claim to have heard 2 gunshots at this time.
And 2 murder weapons, both with the defendant's fingerprints on them, huh? This does seem like an open and shut case.
Naturally. This is going from bad to worse. As if the summary of just now wasn't oversimplifying things to the extreme. Your Honor, feel free to slam that little gavel of yours. After all, there is no room left for doubt, is there?
That is quite true, Mr. Wright.
Yes?
Even in the face of all this, you still wish to plead not guilty. It's the opinion of this court that if you do not adjust your plea, you'll... Jesus Christ. You stand to lose.
I mean, we kind of have to, right? Because if we take the fucking justified self-defense shit, we just automatically lose, I bet. See, just as I promised, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You would change your plea in less than 10 minutes.
What will you do, Mr. Wright? Will you change to justified self-defense? Because now would be the time to do so. This is your final chance.
I mean, do I have to? I'm... Obviously, no, I don't. This is a huge decision. I'd better think this all the way through. No. I don't have to think. I know Maya didn't do it. Because it's Maya, she wouldn't intentionally hurt anybody. If we plead justified self-defense, we would basically be confessing to murder. After the trial, Maya's life would be ruined and she'd be labeled a murderer. I can't let that happen. Your Honor.
Have you reached a conclusion, Mr. Wright?
The defense will not change its plea. We will accept nothing short of complete acquittal. You have sealed your fate, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Detective! Yes, sir! Present the final portion of your testimony, the final strike.
Yes, sir. Now see here, proceedings are run by... Yeah! Oh, yes, of course. Go ahead, detective, and give your testimony.
I think the court would like to hear about the other piece of incriminating evidence. Sorry, pal, but there's an even more incriminating piece of evidence. This is the costume the defendant was wearing at the time of the crime. As you can see, it's covered in blood. Okay. What's this? Is that a bullet hole? Is that from, like, the first shot that got taken? Like, did whoever stab him, he shot, then because he, like, dropped the gun or something, then he got shot? I don't know. I don't like it. The defendant attacked and killed a person who, without a doubt, was not fighting back. Excuse me, I just saw what I assume is a bullet hole.
So this is the costume. There certainly is evidence of the back spray of blood on this.
This piece directly links Maya Fey to the crime, sir.
I see. The court accepts this into evidence.
Clothes Maya was wearing at the time of the murder. There are blood splatters on it.
All right, Mr. Wright.
Maya's fingerprints on both murder weapons and blood splatters on her clothes. Could this situation get any worse? Phoenix, don't say that, because, where there's a will, there's a way. And if there's a way this could get worse, probably. Like, don't push it. Like, I wholeheartedly believe that if he says that out loud, something will happen. Well, I did not mean to click that. Look, pal, the barista said don't push it. Yeah, exactly. Also, how you doing tonight, Monstro? I hope you're doing well. Okay, now that I'm not accidentally opening incorrect apps. Ha! What's wrong? You seem to be at a loss. I think this is the last piece of testimony the prosecution should have to offer. Feel free to sulk off with your tail between your legs, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Please stop calling me by my full name. It's disturbing. Incriminating evidence. This is the costume. Covered in blood. I always read Von Karma's text with a German accent. If I was any good at putting one on, I would absolutely do that. At best, you're just getting a vaguely foreign affectation to it. Okay, so it's covered in blood. Tell me about it. Like the henchwoman from Austin Powers. I know who you're talking about, but this is the part where I admit to everybody that I have never watched any of the Austin Powers movies. Blood on the costume. Lab results show that it is the victim's blood.
So there was blood from the victim on the defendant's clothes.
Definitely not good. So, were there any other clues you could glean from this piece of evidence? Well... If you must change the topic, then the good detective here must testify again. But too bad. Not enough time. Let's move on.
Oh yes, Miss Von Karma is perfectly correct.
Ugh. Now even the judge is on her side. But if I bite off more than I can chew here, what should I do? No. Tell me more. Tell me more, tell me more. Does he look like a bitch? Why is Miss Von Karma suddenly putting up resistance? There must be a reason as to why she suddenly threw out an objection like that. There must be something about this costume. Yeah, I think, if I had to guess, this is a bullet hole. So you can't say that he didn't fight back because he clearly shot at her. I just have to look harder.
Mr. Wright, Miss Von Karma's logic is perfect. There's no way for you to poke a hole in it.
Well, Judge, speaking of holes... Looks like my time is up. So about the costume, there is one thing. Your Honor, actually, there is something very wrong with this piece of evidence.
What?
What are you talking about, pal?
Where is this problem you are talking about?
I'm this far. No turning back now. The problem I have with this piece of evidence is here. Yeah, I think... It's gotta be this. Oh, you know what it is? It's fingering the hole round 2, motherfuckers! I ask the court to please take a look at the sleeve of the costume.
The sleeve? There is a tiny hole here.
A hole? But that wasn't in the report.
Hold on. What's this around the hole? It smells faintly of gunpowder.
Gunpowder? No one ever told me.
Hole that smells of gunpowder.
Chat, if any of your holes smell like gunpowder, you should probably see a doctor. Looks like I found the hole I was looking for. I deadass have no way to respond to this. Like how... Huh? How else am I supposed to respond to this? I deadass have no... I got nothing. I got nothing, man. Phoenix apparently got his hole. That's all he wanted. Your Honor, the only logical conclusion is that it must be a bullet hole.
Order, order, order! This is a very grave matter. It's best we correct the court record first before anything else.
Maya's costume updated in the court record.
Sorry about that. I guess we messed up, sir.
I'm surprised Von Karma isn't whipping at him. Is she actually smiling? What else is she hiding? Pull yourself together, detective. That tiny hole doesn't change a thing. The strength of the evidence still holds. Continue with your testimony. That just now was a fluke, nothing more. How can you say something like that? This is a huge oversight.
Well, I agree it is a mistake on the part of the police. What Prosecutor Von Karma has said is true, but the evidence still stands. If you do not find a more definitive problem with the evidence, then...
No way!
Detective Gumshoe, please continue with your testimony.
Yes, sir.
Defendant attacked and killed a person who, without a doubt, was not fighting back. Well, no. If she's got a fucking bullet hole in her sleeve, he clearly did something. Detective Dick Gumshoe. Thank you, Nova. Very cool. Very cool.
Yes? Having you call me by my full name is kind of a weird feeling.
You said that my client killed, quote, a person who, without a doubt, was not fighting back, end quote.
Yeah, I did.
Then what, may I ask, is the bullet hole you police overlooked supposed to mean?
What does it mean?
I'll tell you what it means. It means that the victim had fired off a shot. Is this what it means to not fight back?
Ah, you're right.
It seems you are correct. If the victim had tried to shoot the defendant, then it would change everything.
All right, the wind seems to be shifting. Huh. What is with that "are you finished yet" laugh? Are you finished yet, Mr. Phoenix Wright?
Ms. Von Karma?
It seems that Maya Fey was shot at by the victim. However, that is only grounds enough to support a justified self-defense plea.
That is correct.
But I'm sure you remember, Your Honor, what the defense clearly said. They rejected justified self-defense and pleaded not guilty.
How do you...
Why, that's right.
Which means the defense has yet to prove anything at all. No!
Well, yes, that's true.
Furthermore, just the fact that there is a bullet hole in the costume is not enough to substantiate even a plea of justified self-defense.
Huh? How so?
Ah! Don't just stand there. Hurry up and tell the court what transpired that day. With the new information we acquired added in, of course.
Huh, you mean by myself? You want me to put together a scenario all by myself? Ah! Yes, sir. Right away, sir.
Poor Gumshoe. I feel like at some point somebody mentioned him being Edgeworth's whipping boy, but now it's been taken to its literal conclusion. What transpired?
During the channeling, the defendant saw her chance to stab the victim in the chest. Of course, the victim used the last of his strength to fight back, sir. While the two were fighting, the victim took out his gun. The victim took a shot, but because they were too close, he missed. He fired, and he missed. And then it fired, and then he fired, and he missed. He missed both times. This went on for several seconds. The defendant then picked up on the opening, took the victim's gun, and ended it. And then she fired. She hit something, and apparently it was what she was going for, so I guess she didn't miss. I accidentally clicked on the court record. I woke up with an updated autopsy report in my mouth.
The scenario you have put together does make sense.
Yes, sir.
Well, Mr. Wright,
On the surface, it does seem to make sense. I have a question. Why would Maya want to kill this guy in the first place? I mean, he was a bit of an asshole, but, like, that doesn't mean he has to die. However, I won't give up that easily.
please refrain from glaring at me like that.
What, you'll let Franziska whip the shit out of you, but I can't look at you funny? Well, we know what you're into.
Now then, your cross-examination, please.
Well, now I won't do it. Okay, during the channeling, saw the chance to stab the victim. I need to look at something. Oh good, it's right here. About 8 inches off the ground is a small hole that looks like a bullet hole. Damn, barista calling him the fuck out. Well, what else am I supposed to do? I can't look at him slightly sideways, but Franziska can be over here like... Mr. Judge last name, why are you not stopping this from happening? Then he just doesn't say anything because he's like hiding under his desk or some shit. Yeah, so we have 2 things that have bullet holes in them. We have the outfit, and we've got the folding screen. Which I guess makes sense if they were like sitting on the floor, which we know they were. And like if he got stabbed and he's like laying on the ground or whatever, it makes sense that it wouldn't be that high up. There's something that weird about it, other than the fact that we have like a tiny potential bullet hole in like 2 different things. Like if this was at point blank range, like the other shot was in the guy's forehead, would it look more burned? Because they were really emphasizing the gunpowder burn before. And I feel like it would show up even more on a piece of fabric than it would on somebody's damn ass forehead. I want to see if he says anything when I ask. I want to see what Phoenix says when I ask about this. There's quite a difference in height between Dr. Gray and the defendant. Add in body strength, and it seems unlikely the defendant could have stabbed the victim.
Now that you mention it, yeah, I guess.
You'll think you can get away with such flimsy reasoning, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Maya Fey was in the middle of channeling, was she not? Huh? When channeling with the Karain channeling technique, the medium physically changes. With the nurse's build, the defendant could have easily been a match for the doctor. I don't believe it. She even studied up on the Karain channeling technique. Like I said before, I am perfect.
About what you were talking about? I didn't quite get it. Never mind. Let's continue with the testimony.
Okay, well nobody's even answering the question that I am asking. Took out his gun, but they were too close and he missed. So you're saying that the bullet hole in this costume was made then. But if there was like a struggle and he was close enough, again, wouldn't there be a more obvious burn?
Sorry, pal, but yeah, that's what I think. 2 of them were already fighting when a shot was fired.
Maya, I'm really glad you weren't hurt. You know what, we've got a full health bar, so it doesn't matter what I do. I love how I pulled up the objection and the ad started, like, immediately. So she knows that Maya herself didn't kill the dude, but that the nurse did. I mean, yeah, but how are we gonna, like, prosecute a dead person? Would we force somebody to channel them to live out a prison sentence and then send them back to the afterlife? I don't think that's how that works. If I had to guess. Plus, the fact that Franziska even has a notion of the Karain stuff, and that she's I don't think she necessarily believes in it or anything, but the fact of she knows about it and it's something that she can use. Like, it's something that she can use to make a case. I feel like that seems more Franziska's style. Like, I feel like she would learn more about it just so she could have something else. Rather than... Like, having knowledge about something doesn't necessarily mean you subscribe to it. Anyway, we're back from the ad. I raised an objection, and the music stopped, which generally means you did a good thing. Missing the tiny hole on this costume will be the prosecution's undoing.
Eh? What do you mean?
This little hole has actually created a huge hole in your testimony.
Explain yourself, Mr. Wright.
You said the two of them were fighting when the victim fired his gun at point blank. If that were true, then where's the gunpowder burn on this costume?
Gunpowder burn?
This is what you testified earlier. When something is shot from point blank, a burn area is left around the bullet hole.
Oh!
But there is not a single trace of gunpowder burn on this costume.
That is a very good point. And what exactly does this mean?
It means that when the shot was fired, they were standing apart from each other. I'm disappointed, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You think you can punch a hole in my logic with that? With wishy-washy thinking like that, anyone can explain anything away. Then I implore you to disprove my line of thinking. Let's see. In the middle of their fight, the victim pushed the defendant away. It was then, when they were separated, that he fired. How was that? As if that was even possible. According to the testimony, the wound from the stabbing was very severe. The victim would not have had the strength to push the defendant very far after that. Oh, girl? Did your bra break? Like, did your bra cord snap or something? Is that what that was? Girl, you alright? That shit could have hurt. Well, then... That's right. The defendant must have pushed the victim away. I don't know. I'm pressing X to doubt. After stabbing him, she must have put some space between the doctor and herself. Okay, but if we have the gunshot at point blank, what, did she push him away and then step over and be like, nothing personnel, kid? Shoot him then? Like, girl. Please, be serious. And then, while she was preparing to strike again, the doctor took his shot. There, that should satisfy even you. It kinda doesn't.
That does make an awful lot of sense.
No, it doesn't!
What do you think, Mr. Wright?
No. Must be careful. I can't afford to make a mistake here. It does not make sense. There's a fatal flaw in her argument, Your Honor.
Fatal.
Flaw? Oh!
Very interesting. I would love to see where this flaw is. So would I. Now, you know what? Show me something that contradicts my explanation. There has to be a snag in her explanation somewhere. She put some distance between them before rushing to make the final blow. When she was about to strike, the doctor took his shot. There must be a piece of evidence that contradicts this line of thinking. I think it goes back to the folding screen like I was mentioning. Because it's like so low to the ground. Because like there were only 2 shots, so the one shot from him had to have gone through the sleeve and through the screen. Because like she was facing him, her back was to the screen. So if he had shot, that's where it would have ended up. But the way they're making it sound, it's like she was like standing or something. I don't know, I feel like this is it. Just because it has the bullet hole. This is the piece of evidence that destroys your logic.
What is that? A folding screen?
I would like to point the court's attention to the hole in this folding screen. Ah! Girl! Again, was that your bra? Are you okay? Are German bras not that good? Looks like you already know what I'm talking about.
Ooh, where? What?
Mr. Wright, your explanation, please.
Are these two really that clueless? Yes. The bullet went through the defendant's sleeve first, and then the folding screen. Passed through at a height of approximately 8 inches off the ground. Which means... when the shot was fired, Maya, the defendant, was not getting ready to strike, but was actually squatting low to the ground.
Order, order. This changes everything.
Please look at this diagram of the crime scene. The victim, Dr. Gray, was here when he fired the shot, and the bullet hit this folding screen. It hit at this location, about 8 inches off the ground. This time, the defendant was in this area. Well, like here, right? Or like over here? Yeah, probably like over here somewhere. Like somewhere over here? Yeah, let's say here. She was standing here near the folding screen. Wait a second. We know the defendant was close to the ground based on the height of the bullet hole. But how can you gauge the distance from that? Isn't it possible that the defendant was standing much closer to the victim? That's impossible. But why? You, of all people, should know the answer to that question, Miss Von Karma. If she were shot from somewhere closer, there would be gunpowder burns present. However, there is nothing of the sort around the bullet hole of this costume. Ah! Curse you, Mr. Phoenix Wright! You...
I believe it has now been proven that the defendant was standing away from the victim when she was shot at. But do you think this has changed the defendant's situation?
Well, yeah. Because, like... originally, they started off here and here. Like, on the mat. Why was she all the way over here? Like, channeling doesn't require her to get up and move around or do any shit at the altar. So why would she be all the way over here next to the screen? Well, obviously, this changes everything. Honestly, Your Honor, this changes everything. The prosecution has claimed that the defendant was aiming to kill by stabbing. Oh, right. That's their whole thing. If that were true, delivering the final strike with the knife would be ideal. However, where and what was the defendant doing at the time?
Squatting all the way by the folding screen?
Exactly. Maya Fey was the real murderer. Why would she be by the folding screen instead of preparing to strike?
Upon further consideration, it does make very little sense.
Yeah, I figured there had to be a reason.
Figuring things out and proving the logic behind everything is your job!
Oh.
Alright. With this, the rest of the trial should be in the... Phoenix, you know it's never gonna be that easy. All you've proved is that Maya, or whoever, is over by the folding screen when she gets shot at. Blast radius of disaster. You are such a smart man, Mr. Phoenix, right? Is this like the first time anybody has complimented Phoenix that I can remember? To think that you have been able to take a completely hopeless case to this point. Now I know why Papa had a tough time with you. You amuse me. Ugh, of all the things to inherit, why did it have to be that smarmy smile? Detective? How dare you damage my perfect logic?
Huh? How is it all my fault?
You can start repairing your standing by first removing that 3-strand goatee. Oh, and rest assured, your punishment will come later.
Punishment?
Well then, Your Honor, I think I've had all I can take of this detective's face. I think it's time to call in the next witness. Next witness? It's gotta be Lotta.
Very well. The court will take a 5-minute recess. After we reconvene, we will hear from the next witness.
To be continued. Okay, I think I want to take a quick little break before we keep going. Just a couple of minutes. Get up, stretch, and, you know, top off my drinks and whatever. And we'll be back shortly. It would help if I would actually get to the right buttons. There we go. That's more like it. Did you guys know that this music is in Schedule 1? I was playing it with some of my friends earlier, and there's an in-game casino. And we were there playing, playing in-game casino games. And I heard the music very faintly, and I was like, what the fuck? Did I accidentally open a tab and start playing it somehow? No. This exact song is just in the game, and it plays in the casino. which I found hilarious. Anyway, I'll be right back. Okay, we are back. I had to make sure I remembered to unmute myself. Okay, we've saved. June 21st, 11:37 a.m. District Court Defendant Lobby number 3. Whew, that was a close one. I know you were giving it your all to defend me. I could feel the death penalty hanging in the air. I felt like I was pretty close to dying myself.
But you were wonderful out there.
Oh shit, I forgot Pearl was here.
You listened carefully, made theories, and tricked everyone into believing you.
Pearl, that's not very nice. I didn't trick everyone. Thanks. Wait, tricked?
That must be the lawyer's secret technique, right?
By the way, is the next witness who I think it is? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Lotta Hart. Are we sure it's not Lotta Hair? Oh. Guess there's no escaping her, huh? Remember, Nick, you promised you'd save me. If you lose, me and my sis's ghosts will come after you and haunt you.
Your sister? Are you talking about Mystic Mia?
Yeah, do you remember her, Pearly? My sister was a super good lawyer. She was also Nick's teacher.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Well, considering you didn't know what a lawyer was until I told you, like, yesterday, I cannot hold that against her. June 21st, 11:43 a.m., District Court, Courtroom number 2.
Court will now reconvene. Now the first order of... Oh!
I don't want to hear it, old man. After I call my witness, sit there quietly and watch like a good little boy.
Yes, sir.
Bring in the photographer who witnessed the channeling. Witness your name and occupation, if you please. Hey, Phoenix, how you doing? Just fine. Sorry about this. Didn't exactly have a choice, you know? Yowza! Name and occupation. I declare, what intonation? Hey, Judge, this here is violence against my fair self.
That's fine.
Wow! The fucking Francisca's over here attacking the fucking witness. And she's just like, excuse me, you gonna do something?
And he's just like, no, this is fine.
That's fine. That ain't fine. That's a whip. Yeah!
There's no need for foolish outcries from foolishly foolish fools. Just hurry up and testify about what happened on the day of the murder. I haven't even gotten the same name and job yet. Name's Lotta Hart, paranormal photographer, and I'm here to testify.
Now, let's all be one big happy family, okay?
Oh, Judge. Poor Judgy. I think he's doing his best. That's what's important. Witnesses' account. Only the doc and the defendant went into the channeling chamber. We were waiting outside the door and then bang, we hear this gunshot. Mr. Lawyer there broke the door down and we rushed into the room. Inside was the dead victim and the defendant waving a pistol around. I swear, other than those two, there was no one else in the room.
And did you take a picture of the scene right after the murders took place?
Reckon course. Excuse me? Reckon course. Short for you reckon? Of course I did. Yeah! Does it look like I care? Just hurry up and show your picture to the court. God damn, Franny. A moment of truth. What will be in that picture? Let's see here. This here's the picture. I mean, we can't tell much other than fucking the doctor over here Yamcha posing on the floor.
It would certainly seem that only the defendant and the victim were in that room.
Lada's photo, a picture taken at the murder scene. Added to the court record. Are you ready, Mr. Phoenix Wright? We'll clear all doubt about Maya through this cross-examination. Just watch me. Only the doc and the defendant went into the channeling chamber. I'm just gonna press everything. Why not? It might help us. That's what we had to do at the beginning. Or at least that's what I did, and it got us somewhere. Was it really only those two who went in? What are you blabbering about? You were there too, were you not? Why don't you answer that yourself? Was it really just the two of them? Yes, Dr. Gray and Maya were the only two that went into the room. I mean, that we saw, anyway. Who knows? Somebody could have been around there. Like, we couldn't see behind that folding screen in the first place, so maybe somebody was, like, hiding back there, like, hee-hee-hoo-hoo. Because Mia told us something very important yesterday, is that when a spirit medium is channeling, they can't dream. Because their spirit is just, like, gone. But Maya had told us that she had a dream that she was being buried alive and there was, like, a familiar smell. But that's impossible, so... who knows? Maybe somebody knocked Maya out and stuffed her in a box or something behind the folding screen. I don't know. Excuse me.
Hold on, we can't have the defense testifying against its own client.
Which is why I asked the witness to do it, but then no! Franziska's all like, foolish fool who foolishly asks questions. Very foolishly. Anyway, folks, only the two of them went in the channeling chamber, you hear? But you knew that from the very beginning, didn't you? Witness, continue. We were waiting outside the door and then bang, we hear this gunshot. Was it really a gunshot? Okay, Phoenix. Are you insane? You must have heard it as well. Ugh. Why don't you testify for the court, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Was it really a gunshot? Girl, what is the point of having Lotta here if you're making me say everything? Yes, I think it was something that sounded like a gunshot.
And why are we here listening to the defense testify?
I keep trying to get Lotta to do it, but fucking Franziska won't let her. And the world becomes just a little crueler. I heard a gunshot a long time ago, so I know. And I tell you, that was a gunshot I heard. Now this is where the story heats up. We are going to snooze this ad break for 5 minutes because we just had a little break. Mr. Lawyer there broke the door down and we rushed into the room. What, is Phoenix gonna say something like, who is this lawyer you're talking about? So, let me get this straight. This Mr. Lawyer there broke the door down? Honestly, Mr. Phoenix Wright, why don't you tell us what happened then? Yes, Miss Von Karma. I broke the door down. Sorry. Why does this feel like an inquisition? No need for apologizing. That was great. You're a real man.
Oh, really? That's something I would have liked to see.
What, Phoenix be a real man? Or him breaking down the door? Either way, I feel insulted on his behalf. The judge is smiling rather openly. I'll take that as a good sign. And what did you see once you broke in? Inside was the dead victim and the defendant waving a pistol around. Are you sure it was the defendant, Maya Fey? Sure, I'm sure. Lotta seems awful confident in her testimony. Let's press a little harder, see if we get anything. Lotta, please think back to that day one more time.
What you getting at?
Remember what you said when we broke into the room. I was murdered. Lotta, at a time like this?
Times like this are perfect for snapping up shots. But anyway, what's going on here? This gal, is she Maya?
That's right. Lotta doesn't know about channeling, so the person that she saw, even though she was like dressed up like Maya and had her hairstyle, for all Lotta knows, that might not have been Maya in the first place. When you saw the murderer at that time, you couldn't even tell if it was Maya Fey or not. Am I correct?
Well, you see.
Order. Miss Hart, you are here to present accurate testimony.
Yeah, sorry.
Good, this shifts things back to my side. For a defense lawyer, your defense is terribly lacking, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Witness, think back to when those two entered the channeling chamber.
When they entered?
One of those people that entered the chamber was Maya Fey, correct?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it was Maya that went in.
Looks like we've come to a collective conclusion. The person in this picture is most certainly Maya Fey.
Exactly. I mean, her proportions look off, though. Like, she looks taller. Rats, and I'm trapped like one. Again!
I swear, other than those two, there was no one else in the room.
Are you absolutely certain of that? Not if I press the wrong button and open the options menu.
Sure am. That old witch chased us out of the room, so...
Old witch? Does she mean Morgan Fey?
There was no one else in there, and you know it.
Channeling chamber was very dark, almost pitch black. Was there really no one else in there? What about behind the door, under the flooring, or behind the folding screen? Well, it was like a double door, but even that area had the fire hazard candles. I was saying something about the folding screen earlier, so let's... What about behind the folding screen? Did you check back there?
Wreck given.
Huh? What in the...
Wreck given. You know, you reckon? That's a given. Took me a good look around the room once. Ain't no way anyone was hanging out behind that folding screen.
If I may have a word with you, Miss Hart.
What, you got a problem?
Wreck given. I mean, I am having a little difficulty in understanding you. You would stop saying such things as reckon given and
Now then, Mr. Phoenix Wright, do you see a problem with the testimony or don't you? Just as I thought, there's nothing wrong with her testimony. I was with her, so I know she's telling the truth.
Enough. It seems that there are no issues with Miss Hart's testimony.
At the time of the crime, only two people were in the channeling chamber. The victim, Dr. Turner Gray, and the defendant, Maya Fey.
The face of the defendant cannot be verified in this picture. However, if we think about the circumstances, it would have to be the defendant.
What am I going to do? If I just let this go... Oh, wait a minute. Lotta took 2 pictures yesterday. Like when we opened the door and everything. Where's the other picture? This is just like what happened last time where there was like a photographer person. Like one picture was sort of hidden away because it really blew up the case. Where's Lotta's other picture?
What is it, Mr. Wright? You look as if you have something to say.
Yeah, Lotta took another picture. Where is it? Inquiring minds, me, want to know. If I make one wrong move, I'm going to have the judge against me. there anything I can present that is proof it's not Maya in the photo? Only thing we can present right now is an ad break. So I think... I don't think we actually have evidence right now. Like, I don't think we can do anything about it, right? At the moment. Because I don't think we can do anything until we have Lotta's other picture. But, of course, if it shows something that Franziska doesn't like, she's not going to say anything. So I really don't think we can do much of anything at this moment. Okay. Yeah, I don't think we actually have any evidence right now. So I think the only thing that would show anything would be Lotta's other picture. But Phoenix doesn't seem to remember that she took another picture. And just because I remember that that Lotta took another picture doesn't mean Phoenix remembers. And if Phoenix doesn't know, then I can't do anything. So right now we can't actually do anything. Well, Mr. Wright? Nothing, Your Honor. That's very smart of you, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You really should give up trying to prove this is not Maya Fey. I didn't say anything about giving up. I just don't have the right piece of evidence to prove my argument.
That's enough.
Is this it? Is this all I could do?
I think it is quite obvious to this court that a verdict of not guilty is not possible.
I told you. Totally 100% impossible.
Mrs. Von Karma, do you have any further questions for this witness?
Having established the defendant's guilt, further questioning won't be needed.
What about the defense? No further questions, I presume?
I couldn't protect Maya. No, Phoenix. Use your head. Have the DVD logo hit the corner of the screen. The defense. The defense. Phoenix. Phoenix, you can't make that kind of face. A lawyer is someone who smiles, no matter how bad it gets. Mia? Whoa! I guess I made it just in time, wouldn't you say? Girl, you're in Pearl's body. Is that outfit even big enough for you? Oh, it looks like not really. Your Honor, can we get a blanket? But Pearl's? Her clothes are a bit small. Anyway, what are you waiting for, Phoenix? Let's go. But how? She's already taken away every advantage. The advantage is still in your hand. Think carefully one more time about what you saw in the channeling chamber. Do you remember what you told me yesterday? I do. Probably that Lotta took another goddamn picture. Dr. Gray! I was murdered. What? Yeah, see? There it is. Lotta took 2 pictures. Where's the other fucking picture? Lotta, in a time like this? Times like this are perfect for snapping up shots. You see, there is one final piece to this puzzle. Mia? Question Lotta one more time, Phoenix. I don't know if she's doing it unconsciously or on purpose, but she's not testifying truthfully.
Now then, this court would like to end the cross-examination period.
Please wait, Your Honor. The defense would like to request that the witness testify one more time.
Overruled. I'm afraid you're too late, Mr. Wright. The cross-examination has already ended. Furthermore, any unrelated
It's fine. I'll allow another testimony. Von Karma's case is perfect. Absolutely flawless. And what better time than this for you to see that?
But, I mean, I have some place I must go after this.
Well, Your Honor, if you have somewhere you gotta fucking be, maybe you shouldn't be a judge that has, fucking trials that take who knows how long. Like, be fucking serious right now.
Alright, I'll allow it. Miss Hart, hurry and give us another testimony.
Well, heck, what am I supposed to talk about? Please tell us once more what happened when you burst into the channeling chamber. Okay, you got it. See, you got through to the judge somehow, right? Well, Franziska's whip did, so yes. Well, actually, it was Von Karma's whip that got through to him. Witnesses account part 2. When we broke into that room, all I could focus on was Maya. I was, kind of scared of the dead body, so I didn't take a good look at it. I'm really bad when it comes to blood and ghosts and stuff. But I still managed to point my camera at Maya and take a shot.
Nothing sounds different from before.
Some parts of her testimony were very vague. I should press her on those sections. Struggle all you like as you taste the bitterness of your defeat. Well, amuse me with your useless questions, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I'm waiting. When I broke into the room, all I could focus on was Maya. Didn't look at the body. Managed to take a shot. This is what we want. Give me the other picture. 2, right? 2 what? 2 shots. You took 2 shots.
But only one has been submitted as evidence.
Miss Hart, where's the other pictures you have been withholding? Thank you, Jesus. No, you got it all wrong. It's not me. I didn't mean anything bad. I know I can be a little mean, but I ain't evil. Well, at least she knows herself.
Then why have you not shown this other picture to the court yet?
Well, ain't it obvious? That prosecutor woman told me to shut my trap about it. What? On Karma?
Miss Von Karma, you're hiding critical evidence?
Unforgivable, Von Karma. Suppressing evidence like this. You're as bad as your father. I feel like it would be funny to confront her, but at the same time, I feel like that would also get us a mouthful of, like, leather whip. Which I think would be kind of funny. Let's do it. Your Honor, the defense asks that Prosecutor Von Karma be held in contempt of court.
Well, yes.
Me? In contempt of court? You can't be serious. But you hid evidence from the court on purpose. That's not fair! Phoenix, are you a lawyer or a school child? Ugh, I was so angry I lost my composure.
Miss Von Karma, would you care to explain yourself to this court?
I thought this picture was not important and thus felt no need to submit it. That's all. How could you think? The pictures were more or less the same, so why bother with the second? I mean, it's just so much more trouble than it's worth for me to submit this as evidence. More trouble than it's worth? How? How can you say that? If you want to see it that badly, I'll submit it. Lotta's photo, too, added to the court record. A picture taken at the murder scene. Yeah, hello? This is a different person entirely! Also, why is there no gunshot hole in this robe? I have several questions.
What is this picture?
It's obviously the second picture the witness took that day at the scene of the crime. Well, it's a little off-center, but that's what you get with a nervous amateur.
I think the important point here is that the person is the person in this picture. This is most definitely not Maya Fey. What is the meaning of this?
This might be the break I was looking for. Now, should I or should I not insist that the person in this picture is not Maya? I mean, obviously it's not her. Your Honor, as you can plainly see, the person in this picture is not Maya Fey.
Yes, I see that. It's not just her face, her whole body has taken on a different appearance.
There's only one conclusion that can be drawn, then. That somehow this other person snuck in and traded places with the defendant.
Order, order, order! Well, yes, I believe you are correct, Mr. Wright. The person who was inside the channeling chamber was not Maya Fey.
Mia, we did it! You're too soft. Huh? You're softer than Aunt Morgan's strawberry desserts, Phoenix. Take a look at Prosecutor Von Karma's face. She's smiling? I think you would better continue to worry, Mr. Phoenix Wright.
Miss Von Karma, what do you mean by that?
Your Honor, I would like for you to take a look at this picture. Look at this graph. This was taken yesterday at the detention center's visitors room. How did you take this picture? What is this angle? This is Mr. Phoenix Wright and the defendant, Maya Fey, during his visit.
Maya Fey? But isn't this a totally different person?
She looks this way because she is obviously in the middle of channeling a spirit.
It's unbelievable that she can...
Yet, it is the truth. When Maya Fey is in that state, she physically changes into the person she is calling. Miss Von Karma, a word, if I may. Mia? Taking pictures of someone during a private visit is illegal. Surely you must know that that picture can't be submitted as evidence. Obviously, I know this picture is illegal, but I never intended to submit it as evidence in the first place. What is she? From the moment I showed this picture to the court, the case became all mine. After all, this image has now been forever burned into the judge's mind. I don't have even a single witty line. Looks like we've been had.
I don't claim to understand this, and I still cannot believe it. Are you saying that this person is the defendant, Maya Fey?
If I give up here, the trial will end. But if I slip up and say something wrong, it will cost me. Is there any way I can prove that the person in this picture is not Maya? Yeah, I assume the bullet hole has something to do with it, or in this case, lack thereof. So we gotta go for it. Your Honor!
Oh, the fire has returned to your eyes, I see.
This picture. Within this picture lies a critical contradiction to all the testimony up till now.
A contradiction?
So, you think you've spotted the problem with this picture? Then earn your keep. Why don't you point out exactly what is so strange in this picture for the court? Yeah, it's over here, because it's like right there, right? Please direct your attention here.
To the sleeve? But there isn't anything odd about it.
Which is exactly what's odd about it. And that is exactly what is so odd. Something that should be there is suddenly missing. Should be there. Ah! There was a bullet hole in the sleeve of the defendant's costume. If that's the case, then it should be in this picture as well. Yeah, especially since it's, you know, after the crime. The lack of the hole, exactly. I can't finger the hole again, it's not there.
Miss Von Karma, you intended to hide this valuable piece of evidence. You will most certainly be assigned a penalty for this.
Alright, this should do some major damage to her argument. Don't celebrate yet. You like to bring down the mood, don't you? Take a look at Miss Von Karma's face. She's got that condescending grin plastered all over her face again. Tisk tisk, jumping the gun again, I see. Your Honor. I would like to extend an apology on behalf of those incompetent fools.
What do you mean? And what incompetent fools?
If those fools down at the precinct hadn't missed the bullet hole, I would have gotten a report about it. As I didn't, I could not have known that this picture was of any value to this case.
I see.
She's lying through her teeth, I know it. That woman knew about everything. The bullet hole, the picture, everything. You can't prove that. Franziska Von Karma's idea of a perfect case is quite fascinating, don't you think? Your Honor, you need not worry. If you must assign a penalty, I'll personally make sure that detective gets what's coming. I'm sure there will be a great gnashing of teeth at his next salary discussion. Poor Gumshoe.
In any case, this is a very big problem. When the defendant was taken into custody, her costume had a bullet hole in its sleeve. However, from this photo, it would appear that right after the shooting, there was none.
The judge is confused by this strange twist of events. This is your chance, Phoenix. Load all you've got into this one shot, alright? Got it. Watch this, Maya. Your Honor, there's only one logical explanation for this contradiction. Picture is a fake. Obviously not. We were there when it was taken. Bullet hole was made later. Fucking how? Obviously not. So the shooter's obviously somebody else. The defendant's sleeve had a bullet hole in it. However, this person's clearly does not. There can be only one explanation. The person who shot Dr. Gray was not the defendant, but a different person altogether. What?
Order, order, order. Order is not restored. I will suspend this trial. Oh.
Why me? The argument is a complete mess. A complete mess. I fail to see how. Please enlighten us. Hey, witness!
Ah! What the heck? Is that any way to ask a gal a favor?
Be quiet, you. You were the one who said that there was only the two of them when you entered the room. Well, you know, if you were lying, I swear that my whip will be the last thing you see. Look, sis, you're looking mighty scary, so why don't we say you...
What?
I swear I wasn't lying or nothing. Wasn't anyone else in there, honest. You see? Now riddle me this, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Where did the defendant vanish to? And where did this other woman appear from? Why is it lately all I want to do is cry? Mood, Phoenix. That's... Yep. Mm-hmm. That's exactly it. That is just the mood.
Well, if the person in this picture is not the defendant, then this poses two very big questions. First, where did the defendant vanish? Oh, excuse me. Where did the defendant vanish to? And second, where did this person come from?
That's right. Now hurry up and answer, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Come on. You can't fall apart here, Phoenix Wright. I can't believe that even Mia's calling me by my full name. But, I mean, how am I supposed to prove something like this? Had enough yet, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Or do you think you have enough in you to turn things around even now? Turn things around? That's right. Mia would always turn things around and change her perspective. Phoenix? So, where did this intruder appear from, and where did Maya disappear to? I need to look at this situation from a different angle. Let's see. What if before we broke in, the third person was already in the room? What if Maya had left the room somehow? If I could prove that either one of those conditions were true...
Right, let's hear what you've come up with.
I think what happened before we forced our way into the channeling chamber is... The third person had entered it, Maya had left the room. Something I can't explain. I think right now... The only thing we can say... Well, let's look at the evidence. I think the big thing that's coming up here is they really emphasized that there was only one key and that Maya had it. But when we found it, Maya didn't have it. Pearl had it. So how did Pearl get the key? The implication is that Maya must have left the room somehow when we didn't know. And somehow Pearl got the key after that. I think that's what the aim is, because we can't prove that nobody else was in there, especially with Lotta standing right here like, I looked around, I ain't seen nobody. Maya had left the channeling chamber at some point, and the defense can prove this. Oh, how a foolish fool makes a foolish face while dreaming foolishly foolish dreams. Maya Fey was being looked after by her aunt, Morgan Fey. The chances of her leaving the crime scene is lower than that detective's salary.
Anyway, let's see some evidence. Prove that from the murder until the time of the arrest, the defendant left the room.
Gotta be the key, because like I said, they kept emphasizing that there was only one and that Maya had it. But when we finally got our hands on it, Pearl had it. Miss Hart, do you remember this key?
Well, I seen it. Hey, that's the channeling chamber key, right?
Before the channeling started, Maya locked the door from the inside with that. The defendant herself locked the door.
Yeah, that's why we all couldn't get the door open. That key's only one of its kind after all.
Oh, one of a kind, you say?
Wait, Mr. Phoenix Wright.
Yes?
Looks like she's catching on. I'm afraid to ask, but why is that key currently in your possession?
What do you mean?
Maya Fey locked herself in, then the key should have been with her.
Yes, agreed.
However, she did not have the key at the time of her arrest. Ah! Well, ain't that a kid? So how come you're holding it? I got this as a present from a certain little girl. And that little girl was nowhere near the crime scene at the time. That's preposterous. This means that Maya Fey must have left the room. If she had not, then I would not be holding this key you see before you. No!
Seems we have come to an impasse. This picture has clearly captured the face of the murderer. However, is this person the defendant or not? The defense is arguing that this person is not the defendant. Furthermore, as proof, this key has been submitted as evidence. Ms. Von Karma?
How can this be?
At this point in time, a verdict on the defendant's guilt is not possible.
My perfect case! How is there a flaw in my perfect case? Don't think you've won yet, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I am a prodigy. I have never lost a case. And I don't intend to lose here in this courtroom to a fool like you. I don't care what I have to do. I will get my guilty verdict.
That's enough. If you would like to continue, do so in the lobby. Court will reconvene tomorrow at 10 a.m. That is all. Court is adjourned.
Woo! June 21st, 1:32 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3. Wow! That was you, Pearly? You summoned my sis? Yes, I felt I had no choice. Great going, Pearly! I knew you were special. Hey, Nick, did you know? Yeah, it's not like anyone else in there could have done that. Nick, I know you're trying really hard and all, but I really don't remember ever leaving that room. I don't think a third person could have gone into that room. Yeah. Well, at least we have until tomorrow to figure things out. Like, what happened in that room, for instance. Yeah, I'm counting on you. I envy the two of you. Oh, by the way, Nick? Do you think you could take Pearly back home for me? Sure. Alright, Pearls. You ready to go buy some tickets? Huh? A ticket? Poor thing. So sheltered. To be continued. And that, I think, is where we will call it for the night. We somehow made it through the trial. Without, getting a guilty verdict already. So, that's a victory in and of itself. Be careful, Fran, or you'll end up like your dad. Do you think sometimes she opens her mouth and her foolish father comes out? Maybe. Probably not. Let's see. Let's try not to sneeze again. And we'll do it anyway. Yes, makes you wonder if she even knows what happened and why. I mean, maybe. Oh gosh, lots of people are on tonight. Lots of people doing all kinds of stuff tonight. What do we think, chat? I try not to think. It gets me in trouble. I mean, I feel like Franziska probably at least knows part of what happened. Like, she knows her father lost his perfect win record, got taken down by Mr. Phoenix Wright somehow. And I don't know if she's like one of those people who like might idolize the fuck out of her dad or something. And, you know, that could always... yeah, you know, before he, like, I'm sure she knows things happened. But maybe we'll find something out about that later on. Like, I don't know if she's trying to get revenge on us because she thinks that we, you know, ruined everything by virtue of existing. Or what? Like, if it's our fault that something happened to her father, or what? Like, I don't know if she's blaming us for everything that happened, and that, like, her dad is not responsible for anything that happened to him in any way. If it's something like that. I don't know. I guess we'll find out. But we won't find out till at least next week. So right now, we're gonna go right out to Hylia, who is, at some point, by the looks of it, going to be playing Super Mario Galaxy. If I had to guess, right now she's, just chatting. Probably still getting ready to do it. Looks like she's got a donathon going on towards some dental work. Which, Lord knows, you know, it's your special valuable bones. That's why it's separate from regular health insurance. They're your luxury bones. That's the word I was looking for. But let's go say hi. At least give her some well wishes. Oh, apparently I'm angry now. My face is stuck. Ah! Well, now my face has a reason to be stuck like this. But yeah. You all hopefully have a good rest of your night and your weekend. Eat food, drink water, take your meds, get some rest. And we'll see you all next time.